API as it or in specific cases must only implement the retry on files XX server error and throttling do not implement on the 4XX client error. AWS credential scenario. An application deployed on an EC2 instance is using environment variable with credential from an IAM user to call the Amazon S3 API. The IAM user has S3 full access permission. The application only uses one S3 bucket, so according to the best practice, an IAM role and EC2 instance profile was created for the EC2 instance. The role was assigned the minimum permission to access that one S3 bucket. The IAM instance profile was assigned to the EC2 instance, but it still had access to all S3 buckets. Signing AWS API request. When you call the AWS HTTP API, you sign the request so the AWS can identify you using your AWS credential, access key, and secret key. Note, some requests to Amazon S3 don't need to be signed. If you use the SDK or CLI, the HTTP requests are signed for you. You should sign AWS HTTP request using signature v4, SIG-v4. So we're gonna go to Amazon S3 Advanced. Amazon S3 moving between storage classes. You can transition objects between storage classes. For infrequently accessed objects, move them to standard IA. For archive objects that you don't need fast access to, move them to Glacier or Glaciative archive. Moving objects can be automated using a lifecycle rules. Lifecycle rule. Transition action configure object to transition to another storage class. Move object to standard IA class 60 days after creation. Move to Glacier for achieving after 6 months. Expiration action configure object to expire delete after some time. Access log file can be set to delete after 365 days. Can be used to delete all version of the file if versioning is enabled. Can be used to delete incomplete multi-path upload. Rule can be created for a certain prefix. Rule can be created for a certain object tag. So let's have a look like circle rule scenario 1. When your application on EC2 create image, thumbnail after profile photo are uploaded into Amazon S3, these thumbnails can be easily recreated and only need to be kept for 60 days. The source image should be able to immediately retire for these 60 days, and afterwards, the user can wait up to 6 hours. How would you decide it? As resource and image can be on standard with a lifecycle configuration to transition them to Glacier after 60 days. S3 thumbnail can be on one sole IA with a lifecycle configuration to expire them, delete them after 60 days. Let's have a look scenario 2. A rule in your company states that you should be able to recover your delete S3 update immediately for 60 days. Although this may happen rarely after this time and for up 365 days, delete object should be recoverable within 48 hours. Enable S3 versioning in order to have object version so that delete objects are in fact hidden by a delete maker and can be recovered. Transition the non-current version of the object to standard IA. Transition afterward the non-current version to Gracial Deep Archive. Storage class analysis help you decide when to transition object to the right storage class. Recommendation for standard and standard IA does not work for one zone IA or Glacial. Report is updated daily 24 to 48 hours to start seeing data analysis. Good first step to put together lifecycle rules or improve them.